Hey everyone, today in this editing breakdown I'm going to be walking you through how I went from this shot to this one using Lightroom and Photoshop. It's going to be quite a simple edit on this, but quite an impactful one, so hope you enjoy and yeah, follow along. Okay, so this one's a shot from Mexico about 2 years ago. Freediving in this Cenote with my friend Marshall, and yeah, it was an epic location. I had a very small amount of time to shoot this, so this was very rushed, but super happy with the results. Yeah, let's get into it. Underwater stuff is normally quite hard, but it's a bit easier when you've got more controlled lighting in here because it's quite contrasty. So let's get into it. So it's done a pretty good job with colour balance straight off the bat, to be honest. A lot of the time it'll come in like that, so it's done a pretty good job. Normally you want the purples slammed to the right, and then in terms of like trying to regain like any skin colour, it's more like, it was kind of more like that, but I'm thinking something like this to begin with. And then we'll probably get the crop. I think I'm just gonna go for something like this. Do like that. Kind of want to be able to see the floor in it, so I'm assuming something like this. So something like this, I think. Okay. Get into the tone curve. Quite a contrasty scene, so we don't want to go too crazy here. You can do the background color to check you actually have separation. So exposure a bit. It's pretty well exposed. I think it was in aperture priority at the time. If you want a bit more highlight. The only thing is, I think his hand is blown out. Yeah, I'll try and fix that in with a brush in a bit. So send down the saturation a bit. Okay, hues, so make it a bit more. Bring this in, there's quite a lot in there actually, a lot of purple in there. I don't really think there's any other colours really apart from those three. Luminance, I think I'll tweak that after I do some brush. Bits with the brush and the radial filter as well. So hues, shadows. Bit of that. It's quite a cyan place really. Tiny bit of that. Nice. That's what we have so far. Yeah, cool. Noise reduction. Only a smidge. It was only 800 ISO, so pretty good. So we'll turn on lens corrections. A bit of vignettes as well. Grain will get to that later. Bit of dehaze in this, I think, because it's underwater. Bit of clarity too. Okay, now we can get into the fun bit, which is where this will probably come alive, which is the radials and the brushes. So I'll try this initially. Actually, I'm going to go for the brush initially, because I'm going to brush these light rays. These are a prominent feature of this image. You can see we're doing a bit more here. Yeah, but let's brush those out a bit. Okay. So now you can see where things have gone a bit pear-shaped there. And there. Let's soften those out a tiny bit. Okay, cool. Gonna add a radial in there as well, just to darken. Give a bit more emphasis to the middle as well. Invert that and darken around the edges a bit, just to bring out the darkness of the cave. Yeah, I might bring which way to go for this one? Probably bring a nice gradient up here. Shadows a bit, maybe from the side as well. On this side too. What we've got so far. Something is missing. Oh, that's looking great. So let me just try and fix his hand. So we're coming in here to try and turn down the highlights on his hand. Reduce the feather there. Go around his hand. His hand's very small in this, you probably are not going to notice half of this. So you can retain a bit and maybe change the colour. But you're not going to get really any skin tone back on. I'm not really going to get any skin tone back. I'm not sure if it's even worth it, to be honest. Looks a bit funny with the auto mask because it's kind of stopped it from being the way it would be. So that's how much we're turning it down. We can really see it now. I mean, that you can really turn it down there, but does that look stupid? Because his hand would have been a bit highlighted like this. I mean, this is potentially unnecessary because it was a Cenote. So the light was very bright. You kind of expect it to be a bit blown out. But let's see what it looks like anyway. So let's just go around this a bit more. Cool. Let's see what that looks like from here. It looks a bit weird. It looks a bit weird. It looks a bit weird. I'm probably just gonna kill these. Maybe I'll Everything I do to it just makes it look weird. I think it does look a bit weird actually. Let's brighten it up a bit. So you can add a bit of warmth back to the skin. We might as well do his whole head actually. I think that's probably the only visible skin really. And it's easy to mess up underwater. Realistic skin tones are actually quite hard to get. Because no one's skin colour is that, is it? You can come here and maybe just a hue for that, but it's still too bright really, isn't it? Like, I feel it's gonna be... That's probably more like it actually is. So maybe turn the highlights down a bit. I think it might be the hair giving it away, but then... So you can do that too. I'm not sure if that's any better really. Well, it gives a bit of warmth back to his skin. Yeah. So I just noticed with the mask here. This one is actually going over his arm. So I noticed here the mask. It's actually going over his whole arm and part of his body, so let's take that away. Just refill in these bits. Flow might be a bit much here actually. Just gonna do it roughly. See how it looks about. Okay, cool. Looking pretty good. But there's a problem with it, I'm not sure what it is. It's the fact it's a bit too hazy. No. I mean, it's pretty sick. So that's where we've gone so far, so a bit of a change in the colour. A bit more emphasis on the light right here as well. So, I think just gonna change the hue on that. I really don't like that hand, it just looks too green. Also, why is that selected? Too green. It's white, it's fine, it's fine. Okay, let's chuck it into Photoshop and just remove some of the distractions. I always find Photoshop better than Lightroom for this kind of stuff. It's just faster. So these are some of the leaves that are falling down from the surface, from the trees above. Let's pop some of these out. There are some. Do I keep the bubbles? I'm not sure. Maybe a couple. That didn't work too well, so let's whack on the old patch tool. Boom. Okay. Yep, couple more of these leaves and bubbles. Yeah, I mean, leave some bits in. Little leaf down there. Down there's so clean. Fuck it. I mean, whoops. Beep. Beep. I've realised I haven't really done his feet. I actually might keep the air bubbles. So just gonna go in with the brush. Bring those back. Yeah. Cool. Well, I think. Whoops. I hit the wrong button. So, let's save this one. Go back into Lightroom. And yeah. I realised I didn't go over his feet. I could still do a bit. Just to give it a bit of warmth as well. I mean, it's really marginal. Yeah, I think that matches enough. Okay. Yeah, so that's the finished piece. If we go back to this, and so that's the finished one, and that's the original. So original, finished. Love this shot. Got loads more from here that are probably my favourites. One of my favourite shots of, I wouldn't say all time, but it's probably up there in the top 5, so yeah. I do love this shot. Cool, so there you go, there's a quick editing breakdown of how I took that image, and I'll see you on the next one.